Welcome to Everything Jewish, 10 minutes at a time. I'm so glad you found your way here. Whether you're deeply connected to Judaism or just Jew curious, this is the podcast for you. Think of it like a quick tour through Jewish life, law, history, culture, and traditions, all packed into episodes you can listen to while waiting for your coffee, walking the dog, or killing time in the grocery line. I know what you're probably thinking. How can any Jewish topic be covered in 10 minutes? I take comfort in the wisdom of Hillel, the legendary sage, who, when asked to explain the entire Torah while standing on one foot, famously said, "What is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbor. The rest is commentary. Now go and study." If Hillel could distill the Torah into less than 10 seconds, I figure he'd give me a green light to tackle a topic in 10 minutes. Sure, we're speeding past nuance, skipping centuries of debate, and glossing over half the footnotes. But like Hillel, our goal is simple. Give you the essence, spark your curiosity, and then send you off to dig deeper yourself. 10 minutes may not be enough, but hey, it's a start. Now, I should be upfront with you. What you're listening to is my AI voice. While my voice may not be real, the content definitely is. Also, since I'm an AI voice, the pronunciation of Hebrew words might not land the way you might expect. Let's just say, if you hear something sounds a little funny, go easy on me. It's the AI doing its best. Think of it as part of the entertainment, and I give you permission to laugh at me. So grab your coffee, take a seat, or keep moving if you're on a walk. This podcast is meant to make you laugh, think, and learn something new in just 10 minutes. By the time the episode ends, you'll have a little more knowledge in your pocket than you started with. Now let's dive into the first episode. The Jewish people in 10 minutes. If you've ever wondered who the Jewish people are, but didn't want to sign up for a semester-long class or crack open a 900-page history book, this is for you. Picture the Jewish people as one massive family reunion that's been happening for more than 3,000 years. Everyone brings stories, food, and opinions, plus at least one argument about whether kugel is better sweet or savory. The Jewish people aren't just defined by religion, but by culture, history, identity, resilience, and comedy. Lots of comedy. It's a blend of triumphs and tragedies, migrations and revivals, serious philosophy mixed with equally serious snack debates. Being part of the Jewish people means stepping into a kaleidoscope of memory, ritual, and innovation, carried forward generation after generation. And like any family, there are disagreements, sometimes passionate ones, but also an undeniable bond. So strap in, because exploring the Jewish people is less like reading a textbook and more like binge-watching a millennia-spanning Netflix series with drama, humor, and endless food cameos. At the heart of the Jewish people is a shared origin story. Tradition traces their beginnings back to Abraham and Sarah, who made a covenant with God, a sacred partnership that set their descendants apart as a unique people. Over centuries, that identity expanded through biblical tribes, kingdoms, prophets, and exiles. But the Jewish people are not defined solely by belief. You can meet Jews who are deeply religious, secular, cultural, or Jewish with a wink. What ties them together is ancestry, shared text, historical experience, and a sense of belonging. Being part of the Jewish people isn't about reciting a creed. It's about living in community, celebrating milestones, and remembering the stories that have carried them through centuries. Whether lighting candles on Shabbat, eating matzah at Passover, or joking about brisket recipes, the people express identity through action and tradition. Think of it as less members of a club with rules, and more members of an extended global family that insists on telling you to eat more. Culture is one of the most vibrant expressions of the Jewish people. They've created languages like Hebrew, Yiddish, and Ladino, each with its own rhythm, idioms, and humor. They've contributed music from klezmer's lively fiddles to Israeli pop hits, alongside literature, cinema, and comedy that shaped entire genres. Food tells the story too. Lak is from Eastern Europe, spicy lamb from Sephardic kitchens, bagels with lox from New York delis. Everywhere Jews settled, they absorbed flavors while adding their own twist. Humor is another constant. Some say it's the secret weapon of survival. The old quip, 10 Jews, 11 opinions, isn't a joke. It's cultural DNA. Jewish culture is like an ongoing improv show. New generations keep adding punchlines, melodies, and recipes, yet the shared themes remain. Imagine a centuries-long playlist curated by millions of relatives who can't agree on the order, but still sing along together. For the Jewish people, culture isn't a side dish. It's the main course that sustains identity across time and space. History for the Jewish people has been nothing short of a roller coaster. From ancient kingdoms and the building of the temple in Jerusalem to exiles in Babylon and dispersions across continents, the story is one of survival and adaptation. The Middle Ages saw Jewish communities thrive in trade and scholarship, even as they faced expulsions and persecution. In modern times, Enlightenment ideas opened doors while also raising new challenges. The darkest chapter was the Holocaust, when 6 million Jews were murdered, decimating centuries of European Jewish life. Yet even in devastation, the Jewish people endured and rebuilt. The founding of Israel in 1948 provided a new focal point, though global communities remained vibrant in the Americas, Europe, and beyond. Today, with about 15 million Jews worldwide, the Jewish people are numerically small, but culturally and intellectually influential. From Nobel Prize winners to Broadway writers, comedians to scientists, they've left an outsized mark. History hasn't been easy, but resilience and reinvention have been constant companions. Community life is the heartbeat of the Jewish people. Wherever they've gone, Jews have built synagogues, schools, and community centers that serve as anchors of identity. Shabbat dinners bring families together weekly, mixing sacred ritual with social bonding. Holidays weave memory into practice. Passover retells freedom from slavery, Yom Kippur centers reflection, and Purim adds comic relief with costumes and cookies. These traditions not only preserve faith, but strengthen bonds among the people. Even Jews who don't practice religiously often participate culturally because the people's story is bigger than theology. In diaspora communities from Buenos Aires to Brooklyn, you'll find the same pattern, a fierce commitment to education, family, and continuity. Think of it as the world's most portable community network. No matter where Jews land, the blueprint for connection is already in their DNA. And yes, those connections are always seasoned with a side of food, storytelling, and maybe a friendly debate that could last until dessert is finally served. Food might just be the most delicious way the Jewish people preserve identity. Every dish carries memory. Challah loaves braided with tradition, matzah ball soup whispering of Eastern Europe, falafel and hummus echoing Middle Eastern roots. Kosher dietary laws add another layer, shaping not just meals but identity. No pork, no shellfish, and definitely no cheeseburgers with meat and dairy together. Yet even Jews who don't keep kosher often joke or bond over food. Meals become miniature reunions, linking generations and geographies. Bagels and lox on a Sunday morning might connect New Yorkers to their grandparents' shtetl, while rugelach recipes get passed down like family heirlooms. Food is storytelling you can taste, a way of saying this is who we are without needing words. And perhaps the most Jewish food rule of all? Nobody leaves hungry. To eat with the Jewish people is to join their history, and to discover that hospitality is always best served with second helpings. The Jewish people are also remarkably diverse. They include Ashkenazi Jews with roots in Eastern Europe, Sephardic Jews from Spain and North Africa, Mizrahi Jews from the Middle East, Ethiopian Jews, Indian Jews, and more. Migration, exile, and adaptation created a mosaic of traditions that still share common threads. Modern expressions vary too. Some Jews are Orthodox and strictly observant, others are Reform or conservative, balancing tradition with modernity, while many identify as secular or cultural. Diversity doesn't weaken the people, it enriches them. 3 Jews in a room usually means 4 opinions, plus 1 startup pitch. What unites them isn't uniformity, but connection to shared memory, humor, and resilience. A global people of many backgrounds, they embody the paradox of being simultaneously scattered and united. The Jewish people prove that identity can thrive through debate, difference, and dynamism, ensuring that no matter how many paths they take, they remain bound together across continents and centuries. So who are the Jewish people? They are a family that spans time and geography, bound by shared history, tradition, memory, and a flair for storytelling. They've endured exile, rebuilt after tragedy, and laughed through hardship. They've given the world prophets, scientists, comedians, and chefs, They are rooted in ancient covenants, yet open to modern reinvention. Lighting candles in Jerusalem, playing mahjong in Miami, baking challah in Paris, or arguing Talmud in Brooklyn. It's all part of the same unfolding story. The Jewish people are small in number, but expansive in influence, endlessly debating, adapting, and inviting others to the table. Above all, they are united by connection to each other, to their past, and to their future. Thanks for joining this whirlwind tour. If you enjoyed it, share it with a friend, maybe over a bagel. And remember, the Jewish people are alive, vibrant, and as human as the jokes, rituals, and recipes that carry them forward.